Hello, everyone, and I hope you're ready to talk some reality TV because this is your ticket to reality. I'm Lee Swift, your host, co-host with these amazing people. I was on a reality show myself. You may have heard of it, The Circle on Netflix. And I have some incredible people here from the Agents of Fandom, two of the founders, and an amazing editor. That is TJ, Garrett, and Emma. And I'm ready to talk reality. How about you guys?
Absolutely.
So ready. It has been such a long last few weeks, and like Garrett was saying to me, a real whirlwind. And as Garrett was saying to me earlier today, like this just kind of feels like some we want to mix in, like we want to take time for, because this is something that gives you energy and makes you feel pretty good.
Yeah, I enjoy hanging out with my my friends. You know, that's what it is. Well, and I enjoy watching reality TV with my partner, but then I get to hang out with my friends and talk about it, which makes that even better. So it's good to see you guys again.
I was going to say, I like getting together is good for our brains and our mental health. I don't know how good watching reality TV is for our mental health.
Hey. I mean, sometimes it's a nice escape. Sometimes you can get into a rabbit hole, but other times it's a nice escape.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. Emma, how have you been?
Oh, I've been pretty good. Like I was saying before we started, I pulled some weeds in our front yard, and I absolutely despise yard work. It's never been something I enjoy, and that was just confirmed the other day, so I will never be doing that again. But besides that, I've been watching a lot of TV, so I'm so ready to talk Big Brother and The Bachelorette and everything we have on deck.
You know,
I can't believe that you never mentioned that you have also been furiously editing articles for agentsofFandom.com.
That's true. I have been doing that.
And you've been doing an incredible job. I've been overseeing everything, and you've made some really meaningful changes and really elevated some work. So it's been a joy for me to see. I can't wait to see what else you do when you're with us. It's a bright future.
I appreciate that. Yay, that makes me
really
happy.
I've been enjoying
it. It's just like I've not. Well, I've been enjoying it very much. So I appreciate that.
Yeah.
So here,
I haven't been overseeing shit. I've just been reaping the benefits of this incredible team as I've been traveling through Chicago, then Edmonton, doing different things, and this team that have come together. It's pretty incredible.
Speaking of which,
it was literally
we should tell
3 months ago
to listen to all your wonderful interviews that'll be popping up and reading those amazing articles. Agents of Fandom is a big family, and wow, amazing what you did.
It's what all of us have done, and it's like incredible. Literally, like 3 months ago, Garrett, Ruben, and I were doing. It was literally just the three of us, and if we were busy or had some problems, nothing was getting done. And now all three of us can disappear for a few days, and the site maybe even runs a little bit better.
No.
Well, not if Ruben's
what does that say about us?
I know.
No, but in all honesty,
without Garrett and I, but we need Ruben there.
Yeah, but in all honesty, it really is a testament to this journey that we've been on, and this family that we picked up along the way. And I'm so proud to see like how far we've come in just a short amount of time. Obviously, to me, TJ, and Ruben, it doesn't really feel like that short of amount of time, but it really has been in the grand scheme of things, a short amount of time. And we've made a lot of really great friends, and that's how this came about. And it's like TJ was saying, it's very bucket filling. So let's stop being sappy and let's get on with the damn reality TV.
Well, I wanted to give one.
We're going to be ripping each other apart when we go through the draft, so we needed to get the
had to get that all out.
True.
Yeah. Now it's time for the fight.
I do have advice for you, though, Emma. Instead of pulling weeds, watch a gardening show. Like Curb Appeal, some reality TV about gardening. That's what I do. Exercise. I'll watch an exercise show.
And does that supplement for your exercise? Is that what you're saying? Like, I can watch the yard work show, and then the yard work will just simply be done.
Yeah.
That's a nice philosophy. I wish it worked like that.
I walked to the fridge and I walked back to the couch while watching
my exercise.
That's right. That's right.
That is 100% my exercise.
I'd like to talk about the Bachelorette a little bit before we get into, because I really don't want to talk about the draft on Big Brother. I'm just saying I'm avoiding it. So let's start with the Bachelorette first. Emma, okay, come on. What is? I'm just like, what?
I honestly went on a mini like Twitter rampage because it was just honestly the finale was just pissing me off. If I'm just gonna be totally honest, like first of all, Jesse like promised this. I mean, every year they promise it's going to be the most dramatic finale ever, and so I know that there's a second part, I guess, next week, which I was honestly confused about. I hadn't seen any sort of promo, so I was just like, "Is it over?" And we just didn't even realize it because they're both down to one guy at this point, and so we know. I mean, I don't know. We don't know that they're going to end up together necessarily. But yeah, so it was the finale. Rachel still had two guys left. They had the family meet up with her family, and it was going really well with Avon. Like, it seemed like it was good. I mean, I kind of suspected the whole time that she was going to pick Tino. It just seemed to be that way. But at first I was like, oh, she seems to be really into this guy. And then her friends kind of asked the question about whether you would be ready to be engaged like right away. And it's not that he really, I never saw it as that he wasn't ready. I saw it as that he would be ready soon. And he knew he wanted to be with Rachel. There was no question about that. But he said, I don't know that I'm ready to propose right like this second or next week. And so they got into a whole thing about that. The whole conversation between him and Rachel was just kind of frustrating to watch because it really did seem like, honestly, he had a lot of really logical points. I think the format of the show, it's always been expected that it ends in an engagement, but I don't see how it has to stay that way necessarily. I think it's totally valid to be like, hey, like, we know that we want to pick each other, but maybe we don't get engaged right away, because once you get out into the real world, out of the bubble of the show, you're kind of just like, okay, we have a lot of real life things to figure out. I think it's logical to be like, let's kind of just be together for a few months, 6 months to a year, see how it goes. But Rachel was not having any of that, and she was like very dead set on an engagement. So that didn't end well. And it was just very frustrating, honestly, the conversation. It just didn't seem like they were able to come to an understanding. And I honestly felt like Rachel was a little unwilling to compromise with him and unwilling to actually listen to what he had to say, at least based on my observations.
What I got out of that was when they were talking on the couch, I think she had already decided he's going, and this was an easy way to do that. And I'm talking about when the show was going on. Then in the live whatever where they're sitting on the couch, I was like, I felt a little tension there. Did you feel tension? I mean, they were trying to be nice to each other. I mean, she was like, I was like, oh, okay, there's a little saltiness here. There's a little ticked off. Because I agree with you. I think
Oh, no,
I think Avon was so, everything he said made sense, but she went, I mean, scorched earth. This is over. And I'm thinking, really? You're doing that now? So I thought she's already, Yeah. I mean, she had picked Tino,
and she just needed a reason to get rid of the other guys.
And I have a theory.
I want to hear that theory, because I kind of think that she had already decided. She kind of needed some sort of reason and some sort of push to be like, okay, I'm going to latch on to that, and then make it seem like, it really made it seem like she was pinning it on them, and it just was a whole thing. So I want to hear your theory. I think this will be good.
I don't think her and Tino are going to be together very long. If I just don't,
I agree.
I don't see that happening. And I wanted to ask TJ though, and Garrett, have you guys ever dated two girls at the same time?
Okay, first of all, why the hell would you ask me that, and why the hell would I answer it honestly? If for some reason I was that smooth to be able to say yes, I probably wouldn't admit it. But I never have, and I don't really vibe with that, to be honest. That's not really just who I am.
All right, TJ,
This is
you're
just
up.
him trying to get you before the Big Brother
No,
draft.
I've been very right. I've been very I've always been very open with my communication and my intentions. So like I've gone on dates with two different people at the same time, like first, second date type thing, but never have been dating two people at the same time.
Okay, so imagine
there's a big difference there.
Yes. So here's I want to
Definitely
play this scenario for you. You're on The Bachelorette. You know that she's dating another guy. Everybody knows this is the system. And you're saying to her friends, hey, out of this bubble, if she chooses me, then yes, I want to pursue her. I see her for the rest of my life, but I really don't know that I will ask her to marry me now because I want, he said this other guy's there. I know it. Is that fair to say that?
That's very fair.
Yeah, I think it's fair. I mean,
but I also think that's like an issue with the structure of The Bachelorette, like Emma mentioned previously. Like, obviously, even though Love Island is done, I'll get my little Love Island plug in. That's what I like about the structure of that show is when they leave, it's not a couple who wins; it's one person who wins, and so you win $100,000 if you are voted the winner. And when you win that $100,000, you have the option of keeping it all for yourself or splitting it with the partner that you won it with. And what I love about that structure is there's no force to marriage. There's no force to even date. But a lot of the time, the winner, because people are voting for the best couples, the winners actually do continue outside the villa, and almost always they've split the money. Like, I've never watched a season where they keep the money all for themselves. So
yeah,
I think it's super interesting because it mixes in that temptation and that even like if somebody wanted to just go in there to play the game, they in theory could if they could manipulate people like that. But I think it's a nice structure because it forces you to choose feelings over money. But it doesn't force you to choose the feelings. You have the choice.
I like it.
So it doesn't force you. Sorry, I guess is what I should have said.
One final thing about The Bachelorette, Gabby and her aunt and talking about her mother. I got so choked up. How did you feel about that? It was so. I can't imagine your mother clearly not loving you and how that the damage that she's trying to put herself back together.
Yeah,
what do you think of that, Emma?
Agree. Like I have such a close relationship with my parents and my mom, and that I just could not even imagine how much damage that does to a person. And clearly Gabby has held a lot of that trauma for her whole life, and it translates a lot into like, and do I deserve to be loved? And it's like I just want to tell her like, yes you do. And I know it's not that simple, but it just breaks my heart to see that. But it clearly it's just so great that she has all these other family members that seem to be really like stand by her. And I love her grandpa, and he's just so adorable.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I just it is really hits home for me. I just love, like, I don't know, I was very close with a lot of my grandparents, and it's just like I love seeing that. So it just makes me really happy that she has like people standing by her, and she's just, and I just think it makes her into a very well-rounded, real person. And I feel like I would be comfortable talking to her about just about anything. But that scene, that got me, watching her talk to her aunt.
So I understand you've started watching a new show that Garrett's excited to hear about. What your thoughts are?
Give me your thoughts on F-Boy Island, baby.
Yeah. I have only watched one episode so far. It's definitely
okay. That's what I was going to ask. Like, how far are you?
Yeah, just the one episode, and it hooked me for sure. I will definitely be continuing it. It was one of those. I had a lot of like internal commentary as I was watching it, because most of a lot of eye rolling, because pretty much all of these guys. And at first, like, I really like Nikki Glaser as like the host. Like, she's really funny. And then like she's saying like some of these guys are nice guys, and the guys are going around like, well, I'm a nice guy. And it just kind of like, to me, I'm like, it sounds very much like those guys in real life that are like, I'm a nice guy, but I'm like, you're not actually at all a nice guy. Like, so I just don't really. I'm kind of just assuming all of these guys.
Because you are nice to women. You're nice to women who you want to sleep with. That makes you a nice guy,
right? Exactly. I'm like,
and that's their logic too. There's some real like roundabout logic that you'll see in the show, and it's some shit like that TJ just said. But yeah, it gets worse, and then you'll like some guys will be eliminated, and like as they're eliminated, they have to like pronounce who they are, and then there's like I don't know how far I explained this like in the past, but there's a limbro and like a nice guy mansion. So the nice guys, when they get eliminated, they get to go live in this nice mansion, this like lavish. It's really nice. They have a pool and shit. And then the bad guys, the F boys, they live in this like a compound is the only word I could say. It's like bamboo sticks in a circle on the beach, and then they have like hammocks and stuff. So they're just like roughing it on the beach. And then Nikki Glazer comes and like they have these like F-boy therapy sessions and shit, and they're hilarious. But they like, I love that they like still are in the show even after they get eliminated. But some guys, when they get eliminated, they're like, I'm an F-boy. And you're like, what? That guy? Like, no guessed. Way. That dude is like, yeah. And then some guys, you're like, yeah, that tracks for sure. But I'm curious to hear, like, you got to get a little deeper. It kind of is. But I like it a little bit better because they do definitely bang at the end. Like, they bang.
Well, that's good to know.
They definitely bang.
If your children are listening, now is the time to turn.
Don't let them listen to this. If your children are listening to this, you should have realized 4 episodes ago this wasn't the thing.
Yeah, they probably.
Okay, all right. Well, that's an endorsement and a half.
Well, kids are not our target audience for sure.
Yeah.
But so it's an interesting show
Just
so
kidding.
far.
We welcome everyone, and we will take all the downloads we can get.
Yes, yeah.
Including
so of the Big Brother cast, who are the F boys of the entire season? Do we have some F boys?
That's a good question.
Do we have?
Yeah,
do we have some F boys in the Big Brother cast?
Kyle.
Okay, let's be honest. Pooch is an F boy.
Yeah, Pooch is definitely an F boy.
Pooch is an F boy. Like, let's be honest.
Pooch is the biggest F boy. Joseph has mild F boy tendencies, but has a heart of gold, so I'll allow it.
Yeah, exactly. I was gonna say like. Throughout the first couple of episodes, we would have been like, Joseph is that guy. But like towards the end, like as he got nearer to elimination, you really got to see like the inside of him and who he is as a person. And he is, like you said, TJ, just a heart of gold, just an awesome person. So I think that at the end of the day,
maybe it has to do with the Joe name, but he's got some Joey Sasso vibes.
I was just gonna say,
he kind of does. Yeah.
Because he started off. I was
that's a great person to be compared to.
And Joey's amazing, so that's
Joey's
cool.
Wonderful.
I love it.
We love you, Joey.
What about?
I think Daniel wants to be an F boy, but like it just never had it in him. Like the girls never saw him as an F boy, so he just Turner is no, I don't think so.
No, Turner gives me F boy vibes. And Monty. Honestly, they give me those vibes.
Monty gives me, not a Turney. I don't get Turner, but Monty does.
I don't get Turner, and I also don't get Monty. I think Monty is actually a really good guy deep down, and at the heart of it, like he might have made some mistakes in his past. But I don't think he's a bad. Like he would like willfully like lie to women just to sleep with them and like never talk to them again.
Yeah.
You know, on this note, obviously Kyle's kind of the number one pick here, but I gotta say,
he's my number one racist.
Yeah, for sure. But I'm also pretty proud at how he's just taken all of this on the chin. Like, I don't know how much of that was producer coached, but he's handled it pretty darn well.
Well, we will see.
Oh no, go ahead.
I think. Like Daniels has really kind of crashed and burned in some of his other interviews. First, he was apologetic and he's kind of crashed and burned. Kyle is still in the house, isolated. Mm-hmm. I think the jury's out until he comes out. I hope every bit of this is true and not, like you said, not coached and all that. I hope he is planning on educating himself and becoming more well-rounded. But to me, the jury's out. This is Big Brother jury until he gets out of the jury house. So
I
think that makes a lot of sense.
I think like as I was watching that episode when everything was revealed and he was having all the conversations with everybody, like I kept thinking like, wow, they're really being like really, really nice to him. They're handling this like incredibly well. And I was I like, I don't know how bad this is to say, but I'm gonna say it anyways. I was a little bit happy like when he got to the jury house that they were like, what the fuck? What? Like, no. And then they all gave him shit and like they didn't handle it maybe as gracefully as the other people, but they handled it like I think any normal person would. Which props to Terrence and Monty and Taylor for handling it how they did. But everyone else, Indy and Jasmine and Joseph, they handled it like I would if I was in their situation. And I that was very real. So I was happy to see like a little bit of that. I was happy, like, not to say Kyle needed to like sweat a little bit more, but it was nice to see him like, you know, obviously it sucks. It's a horrible situation. It's hard to like own up to your mistakes, and especially on national TV in front of millions of people. But I was just happy to see him get grilled a little bit harder.
Yeah.
It was nice, honestly, because I think like everyone's valid and however they respond to it, since it's directly affecting them. I think it was completely warranted to have a little heat on him because, you know, Indy mentioned like there's Google. There's really no excuse, even if he is sheltered and, you know, by his family, whatever. There's so much stuff out there. So I thought it was nice, honestly, to see that. So I'm with you.
Yeah. Yeah. I thought that was a big moment. I really did. So we have, who's the next person that comes out? On my team.
I nailed it all down.
Okay. I know who came out.
The first person from our team who accumulated points, because we're going from you get a point basically for entering the jury house. And so Indy, 1 point. First eliminated into the jury house. We give 2 each to Joseph and Jasmine as they were eliminated at the same time. We go 3 for Kyle, who was the next one in. And then the one eliminated after Kyle was Terrence, another Lee Swift staple.
He had a great line.
And I gotta be honest,
that was my last person. That was my last person. I'm done. Done.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's
done.
out.
And so Lee finishes up with 7 points.
Woo! What a showing.
Respectable.
No, it's not.
And I gotta say, I was not really impressed with how Terrence left.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was kind of rough to
yeah.
watch.
Yeah.
Seemed very...
I think,
and then he started repping Daniel super hard in his interview, and I was like, "What a clown,
like, come
man!"
on, dude.
He's like, "I had to do the Daniel exit. Like, that's not someone you want to emulate,
no.
bro."
But speaking of exits, Michael's exit was stellar. It was such because it will iconic. Always be remembered. I'm not saying it was necessarily in a nice way, but it will be remembered.
I honestly have no, like, sorry to completely derail you, TJ, but I honestly have no qualms with how he left. I think Brittany is a fucking crybaby for her. Like, she was doing every fucking thing that Michael said for like a week or 2 weeks behind his back. And then she tries to be like, no, I was doing it for our alliance. I was doing it for us. Like, no, you weren't, you stupid lady. And then then you want to cry and play the victim for everybody else in the house for another week and a half. Like, oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was so disgusted.
Like, I appreciated too in Michael's exit interview how he straight up said, like, I didn't, like, I said what was already known to the group. I felt bad that I kind of had to hurt her feelings, but I also I knew I'd hate myself if I didn't do whatever I could to stay. And it was a good strategic way to try and stay. Then as soon as he was using math, I just thought that was like, it was a good last ditch effort. And then when he was gone, he said, like, no, I have no like issues with anybody. Like, I did what I think they should have done, and it sucked it happened, but it is what it is.
Because by all accounts, Michael should have won. So like that was a fat game move. Like, it was a crazy move. And he knew that, and he knew, like, as the super fan, because he's by far the biggest super fan on the season, and as that person, he knew like that's what he had to do. And so when he got up to say his speech, he was like, I have to literally give the speech of my life right now, or my dream is over. And I deserve to win this. I'm a Hall of Fame player already because I've broken the record for comp wins or veto wins or whatever.
Total wins.
Wins overall.
Yeah.
So by all accounts, he should have won. So it was a crazy move. And if you are in that spot, you got to just fight for your life. And I respect it. Everything he said was a lie. He made a good argument. It was just that everyone else knew that if they didn't vote him out, he was going to win. So you can't argue. There's no argument for that.
Who had Michael?
So kudos to Michael. I did. So kudos to Michael for a legendary Big Brother showing. Like, he broke all kinds of records. It was pretty impressive. After Michael, we lose Alyssa. Alyssa's gone. It feels like that was a long time coming, but kudos to Alyssa and to Emma, because it keeps Emma in the game as well. And so at this point, we have Lee finishes with 7 points. Emma stands at 7 points. Okay. TJ stands at 7 points. Garrett sitting at 2 points. Yeah. Now, of course, Garrett has the most remaining people with 2. I have 1. Emma has 1. I think Brittany's probably going to be the next to go, so I don't feel good about it. But
she better be the next to go. But I could have had 3 in the final 4, and I fucked up with that trade that you offered me.
Yep.
I wanted Joseph. And Joseph should have stayed. That honestly should have been a great trade for me.
Yeah.
And he just got absolutely bamboozled by Kyle.
He got Kyle.
He got screwed over.
Yeah, he got Kyle. So it would have been a great trade for me. Ended up being a fantastic trade for you. God, as far as trades go, you can't really ask for much more.
Yeah.
So as it made the season more exciting for us and the draft more exciting, and it worked out well since her and Michael were so teamed up that it was fun to have them as a pairing. The next person to get eliminated is worth 7. The next one after that is worth 8. If you make it to the final 2, you get 10, and the winner 13 points. So the minimum amount Garrett could get more is an additional 15 points, meaning we cannot catch him, and Garrett holds on to the victory.
No way! I've already locked in the W. Is that what you're telling me? Yes.
In looking at it, I feel like first should maybe be worth 15, but then even so, the best that could happen would tie you. But I think we said 13 before, so
you know what
it is. Garrett's gonna take the victory.
I love to hear that.
Wow,
that's incredible.
Wow,
hey, Lee.
Oh wait, no, because that would be if he had 7 right now. Hold the phone. I did bad math. I thought he was tied with us.
Let's hope. I really don't want to know the winner this early.
So if he gets, because he's only at 2 right now. He's not also at 7.
And you both are at 7.
I apologize, folks.
Yes.
I apologize, folks. So if he gets 15, that would leave him at 17, meaning he would potentially tie for second place. And so if he gets somebody, let's say a 7 and a 10, that's 17.
I need
it's
top
close.
2. I need top 2.
You don't need top 2.
You're
but
listening to Fantasy Reality with TJ.
Yeah, you need one player in the top 2, and then we'll see what happens. It's definitely going to come down to this. If Turner or Monty get eliminated next, which I don't even remember off the top of my head who's the current head of household, that might not be possible. But if Turner and Monty get eliminated. If Turner and Monty get eliminated next, then in theory you may not win, and it's anybody's battle.
So
I like my chances.
I'm ahead of you guys because I know all. I can't play worth beans, but I know all. How far do you want me to tell you what's going on in the house, or do you want to wait?
Yeah, let's. I'm down to know if you guys are.
Are you okay?
With the live streams,
I'm caught up.
Garrett looks skeptical. I don't know.
I'm gonna watch it anyway, so I don't care.
I can wait.
No, let's just do it.
So when you get down to the final 4, the head of household doesn't matter. It's who wins the power of veto, because the power of veto, whoever they put up, the power of veto determines actually who goes home. So winning head of household is cool because you're in the final 3. And it came down to Brittany and Taylor.
Oh, I
for
did
the
see
head of
this. Yeah.
household. Okay, you saw that part?
And it was
I did
Taylor
too.
won, but it was super close.
Super close. But Taylor won, and Taylor wants, and who they all want. Taylor wants to bring Brittany and Monty, and Monty is really wanting to bring Taylor and Turner. Brittany, I don't know who. I don't care. Sorry, whoever has Brittany, but I don't really care. But here's the thing: if I was in that house, I would bring Brittany because I can win against Brittany for sure. For sure, I can win against Brittany. But but the way it looks, Taylor is really championing. Because I also know the Power of Veto, but hadn't been aired yet. But on the show. Taylor is really prepping Monty. If you win Power of Veto, you really want to get rid of Turner, and he's like, no, I don't think that's what I want to do. So if Turner wins, then Brittany goes home. I think if Monty wins, Brittany goes home. If Taylor wins, then she's probably going to send Turner home. And if who's the last one left? If
that's all of them.
Yeah.
No, Brittany. If Brittany wins, she'll take herself off and she'll probably send Turner is who I think.
Yeah, I know she'll send Turner because she's so salty at Turner for sending Michael home.
Yeah, she's
although when she finished that competition, she was like, "For Michael."
I was just like, come on, man. Like,
and then Turner's confessional was like, "What? He just threw you under the bus. Why are you doing this for this man?"
I know.
Turner's so real. I respect Turner.
That was just.
I still
bussin' Turner. Straight bussin'.
I have to say, somebody is providing Turner gummies every once in a while. Don't you think? I mean, he's
100%.
There are times
100%.
when he's like, I'm like, okay, he's getting super chill, and there's something, and then
like
there's
weed
other
gummies. Are we talking about?
Every single time he has to put a vote in.
Yes, exactly.
He barely looks at the camera. He's like,
yeah, absolutely.
And then he says it and then dips like super quick.
Yeah, exactly.
So paranoid. He's like, they can tell.
Like,
they know.
I mean, there'd be no way I could last that long in the house if nobody was providing them for me.
Yeah,
and let's be honest, you're not making rugs like that without a little bit of
inspiration.
A little bit of inspiration. Let's be honest.
All right. So because really we're coming down to the final. I'm going to tell you my prediction, who I think is going to win. And then I want each of you to say your prediction. Because
I think we should do it first since you have a little more knowledge than we do. And if
I like that.
First, it may impact our decisions.
I really don't know who won the Power of Veto. I was just acting like I did. I really have no idea.
Oh,
I thought.
I believe you fully.
I think I do know, yeah.
Yeah. Didn't they air it? Because I just watched
they didn't.
I don't know if they air it, but I think I saw it on the feeds.
Yeah, it hasn't aired
I saw
yet.
Something.
It hadn't aired yet.
I thought it did.
And I'm behind on the feeds.
Well, I'll go first because I have truly no idea.
Okay.
But I'm going to go with, I think Taylor wins.
Okay.
Even though I think Monty wins, I just realized that my brain thinks Monty, my heart thinks Taylor.
Okay.
I was gonna say Monty because I feel like Monty is positioned pretty well in the middle of the two that I think are gonna be the other two of the final three, and I think he's positioned pretty well in the middle. And I also think he has some good wins and some good game play moves on his resume that will look good in the jury. So I think Monty's in a pretty good spot to win.
Yeah, I'm kind of at a toss-up because I think there are it seems like a lot of jury members would go for Taylor, but I could see it really going either way between Monty and Taylor. But I want it to be Taylor.
And the correct answer is it will be Taylor. Because I will tell you why. If she sits next to Brittany, she definitely wins. If she sits next to Turner, she wins because they have similar win ratio. And even though Michael went home on Turner's, you know, HOH, it really was Monty that did it. And then if she said, the only one I'm not 100% sure is Monty, but I have this feeling it's if she sits next to Monty, she still wins, because I think Michael, she was, you know, so aligned with Michael, he's in there, and I think some of those girls are going to be rethinking about how hard they were. Alyssa's coming in too, you know, so I think Taylor is. I'm 100% in for Taylor for the win.
I think Taylor doesn't. I think Monty and Turner bro out, and they decide like this is our final two. I think that's what happens, and that's how she gets iced out. Because I do agree. I think if she makes it to the final two, she probably has a really good shot of winning, unless it's against Monty, because that is a toss up. Though I do think that there are enough women in the jury house that they're going to be like, and there are women in the jury house who do feel like we want a woman to win.
Right.
They've talked about it many times, and I think that they're the majority in the jury house, so that will be a massive factor. But I think Turner and Monty ice it out.
I think Michael will also be pretty convincing in the jury house, like Lee said. And his number one being Brittany, his number two being Taylor, I think could hold a decent amount of weight.
Definitely.
Yep, that's what
not
I think.
Just because of like his convincing personality, but Lee, in addition to it, of just like people will go to him and be like, we recognize this guy probably should have won, so his opinion in the jury will hold a decent amount of weight.
Yeah, you'd think. Yeah, it's exciting though. It's exciting.
It's very exciting.
Lee, I have a question. For you.
Yes.
So at the very beginning of this season, all three of us were Big Brother babies. We were Big Brother virgins, if you will. And now we're approaching the finale. It's next Sunday, the 25th. And we all talk a lot of game. And I'm curious, how do you think that we've progressed? And who do you think out of all of us, out of the three of us, has the best grasp on the game?
Wow,
that's putting him right in the spot there.
Well, let's just say this. If the three of you, or the four of us, were put into the Big Brother house and had a chance to win $750,000, the first person I would vote out as head of household would be TJ, because he would feel like a threat. And it would also be sympathy, because I know he couldn't last all those days without going crazy. That is
so nice of you to say.
The second person I would vote out as head of household would be Garrett. Not for the same reasons. It's just I just have to give you crap, so I would vote you out next. and then Emma and I would go to the finale together, and she would beat me. So, because
honestly. Fuck you, man. That was so weird. TJ, you'd be great. Emma, you'd beat me. Garrett, your gameplay would suck, honestly, but I'd vote you out because I hate you.
Don't worry, buddy.
That was really intense.
You can be my Brittany, pal. Don't you worry.
I'm out. I'm out of here. I'm done with the episode. Wow. You guys are so afraid of me winning that you got to pull out all the hate talk, all the shit talk. Yeah. I now apologize for cutting the pleasantries at the beginning short.
The part that I kind of realized while watching this season is like mental health aspect of it aside, I kind of always thought I would do well in a show like this, and after watching, I really think I could put up a Michael-esque performance in terms of competition victories. Most of them just feel like, oh, I'd be very good at that, but I wouldn't be able to zoom out enough to think about other people's games and not screw up my own game somehow. I'd get overconfident somewhere. I'd have a misstep, and I would just not think something through, because I think I'd get a little too tunnel visioned.
Well, I think that said, Michael got tunnel vision because he won too much and got he was so into it, and that's why he got a big target on his back, early on.
Have we all watched the Fast and the Furious movies?
Yes.
How many of them?
All of them.
Because there's 10.
I haven't watched all of them.
So many.
Okay, well, the first few.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, you said all of them at first, and then you said
made a
the
joke.
first
I was
few.
kidding. I was kidding because I like the franchise.
I say we vote out Garrett now. He's being mean.
Yeah. Get him out of here. Michael.
Julie, I'm ready to vote. I want to evict Garrett.
Julie, let me get out my name card.
This feels like a pretty direct attack on me.
Kind of is. I'm sorry. I love you.
I'll take it as fear.
penalty
But take it as
for
fear. Ejection.
Oh my god.
Back to Fast and Furious. Yes, I've seen.
So, Michael Brian O'Connor did. He stepped on the gas a little bit too early. Vin Diesel, which was the Big Brother game, called him a buster, and he zipped ahead of him, and he lost the race because he had a good strategy. He's hella talented, but he stepped on the gas and he put on the acceleration a little too early in the game.
Yeah.
And he pulled a hammy.
But then he married Big Brother's sister and was the real winner in the end.
Exactly. That's true.
There you go.
That's true.
Yeah.
In all honesty, I think all three of you would be great in the game. And I say, let's all audition and see who gets in, because I think you'd be amazing. And you would figure it out. You just tell them, hey, I need, for my mental health, I need something, and it'll be fine. And then win the $750,000.
Some gummies, Nintendo Switch, and a therapist on staff.
Just the show.
And a regular microdose of shrooms.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
I just need, even if Garrett isn't competing, even if he gets evicted, I just need him there, just like giving me that little shoulder massage.
I need Garrett's Force Ghost always hanging around my shoulder for advice.
Absolutely.
Look,
We're playing as a
made
unit.
that far without his Brittany, Garrett, and now look who made it further, Brittany.
Yeah. Yeah.
You never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But who do I
I'll
hate
stop
more?
calling you Brittany. I'll stop calling you Brittany.
Who do I hate more?
Oh my gosh, the crazy eyes comment.
Oh, that was funny.
my
Thank
God.
God, really.
And then she's like, I don't have crazy eyes, do I?
And we were all
And
just
then
like,
they go into the montage.
yeah, we were just like,
They were all like, no, honey, you're fine. And then they all go into private videos and then like, dude, her eyes. They did her so dirty. That's so funny.
They really did. We pulled out the
so
stops.
funny.
I mean, it wasn't wrong.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
any last thoughts before we wrap this baby up?
Just that
Master Chef, go Dara. Proud of Dara. I was a Dara stan the whole way. She was on. This was Master Chef Back to Win. So it was like all previous Master Chef stars. And she was on Child Master Chef or whatever. Master Chef Junior, like back in the day. And now she's like 20 and she came back and she won it. And we were rooting for her for like so long. And we just watched the finale and she won. So shout out Dara. That's my last comment. That's my last note. I love you all. Thanks for listening.
Awesome.
Shout out Dara. My last note is just that we're kind of coming to the close with a lot of these different shows here. Big Brother, Love Island was the other week, The Bachelorette now, Master Chef, and so it's something I want to check out is Running Wild with Bear Grylls, and I'm going to try and at least get an episode of that in before the next time we record. But also hit us up on socials, Ticket to Reality on Twitter and Instagram, Agents of Fandom everywhere else. Let us know what you want to see. Let us know what you want us to talk about, and not only will we reach out to members of the cast, previous members of the cast, creators of the show, stuff like that. We'll talk about it, maybe do a draft, some games, stuff like that as well. We're recording this on a Monday. We're going to be it'll come out on a Tuesday, maybe a Wednesday, we'll see. Emma and I are going to be ordering some jewelry tomorrow for our Big Brother finale game. So it's gonna be a lot of fun, but make sure you hit us up on socials. Tell us what you would like to see and what you would like us to talk about. Take us out of here, Lee.
Well, Emma didn't get a last word. Go, Emma. Come on, give us the last word.
Okay, well,
I'm Eastern time. I thought her last word would want to be sweet.
Yeah, it probably is. It honestly is. My eyes are closing. But Team Taylor all the way. I am gunning for her to win. Also, The Bachelorette is ending, but Bachelor in Paradise will be starting soon, and I definitely will be covering that because
That's
I
my
honestly
shit.
it's so much better
Bachelor.
It's so much better than the regular
Yeah.
seasons. Like, I pretty much just get through the rest of the season so I can start Bachelor in Paradise. I think it starts this month, I think. So I need to check.
I think
but
it does.
I will be watching.
Yeah.
So I'm
Bachelor
looking
in
forward
Paradise is just Love Island with less swimsuits, but still love
pretty
it.
much.
Still
It's
fun.
great.
Still fun.
It's wonderful.
I will be watching. The Voice starts as of this recording tonight, and then what I'm going to challenge my other co-hosts here, Survivor starts Wednesday. So I hope that could be sort of our joint one. If not, I'll watch it and I'll cover it for you guys.
I've never watched it, so I'm down. I'm down to give it a
I
shot.
haven't watched it since I was a kid, and so I'm definitely down
gosh.
to make Survivor our new Big Brother.
Because
But Lee,
we ended up.
I also watched The Voice with Nina, so I will be with you on that.
Love
I'll
it.
be with you
Love
on
it.
that.
Love it.
I might start The Voice. Because I used to watch American Idol. Like, that was my shit growing up. So maybe I'll start The Voice.
She's a little bitter because she loves Gwen Stefani, but hates Camila Cabello. So she's a little icy on the judges. It's going to be very interesting. I'm excited to get into it.
That's intriguing.
I love
honestly.
Gwen. I love Gwen, but I don't know the other very well. So we'll see. I've never seen her in this setting. But anyway, lots more reality because you know what? Reality never stops. It's 365 days a year, and you can catch it, and we're catching it for you. So we'll see you next time.